Every day across Scotland, people and communities come together to achieve great things. This happens in lots of different ways, through taking independent action, by influencing decisions that affect their area, and by working in partnership with the public sector. This short film gives a range of examples of community engagement and empowerment from across Scotland, and while they're all unique, our hope is they can inspire all communities to fulfil their ambitions.
Healthy and Happy Community Development Trust is an organisation that uses community-led approaches to improving lives and developing communities. We're in Cambuslang and Rutherglen. Comparatively across South Lanarkshire, we've got one of the highest areas of deprivation. We work with people, with individuals, with communities to help them find out what their issues are, what things are that they want to improve or things that they want to be involved in, and then we help them set them up, and we try and ensure that we're the kind of glue between the statutory agencies and the people that are making decisions about services. We've got about 20 different services and activities that we work with communities to shape and deliver. Some of them are really small, and then other projects are a lot larger, and one, Camglen Radio. It's been an amazing way to attract local people, particularly young people and men, to volunteering and to come and get involved in the community.
Camglen Radio is really a local media hub. It's not just about being radio presenting, going on air and playing your music, because we're a local hub that's providing information that's happening in the community for the community. So if the community is getting involved, as well as hearing all the things that are going on in the local area, they can also get involved too and be part of what's happening in the community.
Parent Cafe was set up after we got a group of the women together, a focus group, and said, what's lacking in this area, what do you need? They basically came up with and said there are lots of local information that we would like to have that would make us better parents and be able to parent better, but we don't know where to find it.
Because they asked the mums what it was they wanted, they're getting exactly what they want. So that's why they wanted some play-at-home activities, they wanted musical instruments, they wanted some physical activities, running up and down ramps. So it's just to kind of get all the different activities that they wouldn't get from a normal toddler group where they just play with toys.
Burnhill, they called it the land that time forgot. So we went in and did a really focused piece of work. We went around door to door to everybody's house to kind of find out who was living in the community, what they felt about the community and what changes they would like to see.
When we first got together, one of the things that came out of the consultation was the actual state of the area. And one of the first things we did was we got together, right, who wants to do a clean-up? So we met on a Sunday and we started a clean-up. Land services were excellent, provided the picker-uppers, the black bags, the bins, and that was the start. We now put skips in twice a year. It totally dissuades people from fly tipping. We've got litter bins in, we've got recycling bins in, we've got a youth group started, and also an outdoor gym.
What we're able to do by supporting communities to develop their own pieces of work, such as the radio station, is a real sense of pride and sense of ownership. And what lots of our volunteers or people that get involved tell us is that we've given them a reason to get up in the morning. And I think that's just so important.
Field is a Scottish company and they deal with housing and care services in Scotland. The Clarkin is a Tuesday afternoon cafe for people with dementia and for their carers and family. It's just a drop-in cafe to come along and gain some information about the condition of dementia, but also to gain other information and services about other things dealing with people, older people in Dundee.
Bringing them in here for communication and somebody to talk to, because a lot of people with the situation, dementia, feel very isolated, nobody to talk to in their flats, their houses, outside in the community. But if they come to the Clarkin Cafe, they'll be well encouraged, meeting all the other tenants in Bonnet Hill Gardens and also the staff as well, and would encourage them and chat with them.
When my husband had dementia, so I understand what they're trying to do. Help the families to talk together, exchange ideas of what the care and what have you. So we're hoping that this will just bring a lot more people together.
We're looking to develop it, and ideally we would like this type of project to be available not just in other areas of Dundee but also Beeld-wide throughout Scotland. I know people personally that have family members with dementia, and they say that they really need more of this kind of activity, this kind of project, because they want people to come along and just share experiences with others so people aren't just dealing with it on their own.
Letham Climate Challenge project has been going on for a number of years now. I was taken on as the project coordinator in 2009. This project, which is our waste swap shop, encourages people, instead of throwing away their unwanted household items, bring them into the shop and swap them for other items that may be of use to them.
We've done lots of projects with the homeless where they get their bedding and pots and pans and everything, and it's giving people a place to come where they know they can get basic equipment and help them to get back on the road to leading a better life.
You are sort of kind of getting something for nothing, but also it's allowing you to get rid of items that you no longer need instead of throwing them away. And I think that concept is getting round to people, that other people can actually use things they no longer want.
It really has grown in the establishment, and people now know that it's here. They know the ethos. It's saving the environment by things not going to landfill, but we're also helping disadvantaged people who can't afford as much as others. And they really have grasped onto that, especially the young ones are really good at coming in and swapping things, and it really has been a big success.
Well, it's local, it's on my doorstep, it's part of the community. There's a friendly crew of volunteers as well. It's become quite a hub in the community. There's a lot of information about this area as well. There's a family of 5 of us. So when we're finished with our stuff, we bring it in here and somebody else can use it, and we can also pick up some things. You're helping the climate and you're helping your pocket.
I know a lot of people like to go down to town and browse charity shops, and here you bring something and you get something away, and it's a one way of recycling, which is absolutely amazing. Brilliant.
The council's been very supportive. Again, it's helping with their recycling targets. We've had the National Health Service come and help us out because we can support them with people that have been in hospital for like long term and coming out into the community. We can sort of provide their sort of clients with items from the swap shop. We've also had people with sort of mental health issues come and actually sort of volunteer for an hour or so in the shop, and again that's helping them sort of come back into this community.
I think it would work in other areas, and the fact that everybody's facing the same economic hardships at the moment, and even if you were to do it in a more affluent, people would swap their school uniforms, all that kind of things, blazers and all these kind of things that actually the kids have hardly worn. This is purely a swap shop. There's no money. It's all about saving the environment and helping the community to form together, which it has done.
There's been a lot of projects happening in Govan Hill recently. For example, there's the regeneration of the Govan Hill baths, and then the back court regeneration as well that's been happening.
The back courts were just muck heaps. That's all they could be described as. There were people throwing things out of windows, and it just was awful. And this here is a result of consultation with the residents in the block.
The regeneration of the back courts and these type of projects, they have sort of long-term effects on communities. People can see something that they can also take care of, and for future generations as well. It just helps create a better community spirit as well, because more people are involved and you start to meet your neighbours and you start to know what's going on around the area.
At last, I think, government and others have begun to realise there is a connection between housing and health, and a necessary connection in the built environment, housing, and, if you like, the social environment, the environment where people play, recreate, enjoy themselves, exercise.
The baths are important to the community for many, many reasons. People's health deteriorates, they've got nowhere to really go and do anything sporty, get their fitness levels up, that's affordable and local. They'd have to travel outside the area, get 1, 2, maybe 3 buses to another venue to go for a swim. There's religious aspects as well, and privacy aspects. The new swimming pools are all glass fronted, whereas in Govan Hill we actually have a separate pool dedicated to ladies only, and there's total privacy. And a lot of different ethnic groups and minorities need that.
11 years ago we were Save Our Pool. We were occupying these baths. We were determined to get the council to change its mind and reopen the baths. After 4 years they wouldn't. And so we formed ourselves into Govan Hill Baths Community Trusts. The council, to its credit, having kicked us out in 2001, allowed us back in with a licence. We converted the front suite. We set up this project seriously. Recently we have another £10,000 from the big lottery to open the whole of the front suite. And we've now moved to a phased programme to open the whole building. The first phase we've started, and we've got the front open, the training swimming pool open. There'll be a gymnasium, a sauna and Turkish bath, an art suite, a roof garden and a cafe. Our ambition, our target immediately is to have that done for Commonwealth Games so that we can really show that we've lived up to the Commonwealth Games legacy status that we've got. The 3 years after that we'll see the steamy opened, this large space at the back of the baths turned into an event hall, and the main pool, 2015-16, we determined that the main pool will be open as well.
Well, it's going to make a centre for the community, because at the moment there's no place where the kids can go at night. They're all hanging about the streets and getting into trouble.
So if the government is serious about community empowerment, if it's serious about participatory budgeting, it's not to say come and give us the money and we'll spend it. It's to say look what people are doing without your financial assistance. Just dream of what could happen if you did provide some more degrees of financial assistance. We've proved we can spend it. We've proved we can do it. We've done this job here without a penny from government, without a penny from the local authority. Hey, come on, put your money where your mouth is, government.
Passes from India is an idea which has been tested abroad, especially in India. The model is simply about women coming together, start saving, and with their own capital begin to realize their dreams of establishing micro enterprises in their communities.
We decided that we wanted to use sewing as our kind of basis of enterprise. Sewing machines were donated, but we've since managed to buy 4 of our own, and we all have signed a contract that we will save £1 every time we meet, because obviously we had no funds at all to start with. So that's how we've managed to start.
I think it's an amazing achievement, to be honest, because we started off with just one sewing machine and we've progressed. We now have a sewing machine for everybody.
I'm proud of the work that we do. I get chuffed when I see what we've done.
It's a bit complicated in today's world to deal with the financial things, because we don't know anything, we're not businesswomen. So any help in that would be great.
I had a wee idea a few years ago to set up my own wee laundrette and sewing and alterations business. Things fell through when I tried to do it for myself as an individual. But being with part of the group, it's helped me a lot more, and I've moved forward a lot more. And I'm on job seekers allowance just now. Maybe in a few months I could be having my own business and come off benefits, but still earn enough money to keep me and my family going.
We're all people who probably don't have the courage or the strength to try something like this on their own, but there's something about coming together and sharing that risk and encouraging each other and being together that gives you that kind of camaraderie and bravery to work together to try and do something.
These will be, in more ways than one again, not just about a social mission, but in fact the poor themselves coming together to say we want to be the owners and the drivers of the local economy.
Communities benefit by women feeling good about themselves, and the more that women feel good about themselves, they go back to their own families and feel stronger and better able to function in their own family and in the wider community, in the school and in the clubs and in the everything else, and just not so isolated.
It brings people together and it gives people a sense of being part of the community, and I think that these groups are just going to become bigger, and there's going to be more and more over Scotland, and possibly the UK.
We have 2 new SRGs that have begun in Greenock area and up in Inverness. And our expectation and hope is that many more women will come into this fold and begin their own SRGs. Not so much to make Passage from India successful, but for themselves to kind of see for themselves what they are able to achieve for their own future.